You know, it's a sad thing. There's not many people out there in the world that know how to actually cut up a whole chicken. And I figured I'd take this little extra opportunity here to show you how I take a so-called whole chicken, even though it's a midget, and actually cut this puppy up. All you gotta do, like on the wings, is to find that knuckle joint and make yourself a slice. And it helps to have a good sharp knife. This is not a very sharp knife, but it helps to have one. And all you do is slice through like that. Most people like to take that little wing and fold it like that right there and make a figure four, but that's not the way you want to do it, not when frying. But it's so cute. Look how little bitty that thing is. And then you find the same thing on this side right here. Just take your finger, find that knuckle, put that knife right in between that joint, and you're not cutting through the bone. And we're going to do the same thing with the leg quarters. We're going to slice the skin. And as you slice the skin, you start to see the skin pops off, and it falls back, and you can actually see the joints in there, and that's what we're going after. And I say it helps to have a good sharp knife. And I may have to swap out knives here. And basically you just cut it all the way down till you remove that loose skin. Okay. Now on this right here, you're going to do the same thing. Once you got it loose, you're going to feel that joint. There it is right in there. Now be careful, don't cut yourself. This goes right through. Now you have a little miniature leg quarter. Going to do the same thing on this side. Slice through the skin. Get it down to where you get it exposed. Now I'm not super fast with this because it's probably been several years since I actually cut a chicken up. But I used to be a cook. Well, actually I used to be a deli manager. But I knew how to cook long way before then. But there's not many people that realize how to cut up a whole chicken. Now before I go any further, I'm going to go ahead and separate the leg and the thigh. Then again, feel for the joint. You feel that knuckle right there. Make you an incision right there at that knuckle. There we go. Now because this is so small, I really don't need to cut this up, but I thought it'd be fun to actually have miniature fried chickens. Now we've got the thigh separated and the drumstick. You know, and how some people on YouTube like to get this thing real fancy and they push it all the way down and say you have a drumstick or a popsicle stick. That's always kind of neat. To show you again, I'm going to try to do this in a close up. I don't know if this thing's going to focus or not. But you rub your finger across the top and you can feel that joint right there. Alright, now this is dangerous. You're cutting back into your hand. You don't want to make much of a pressure, and believe me, I don't do this in real life. I'm only doing it for the camera. But all you do is pop that knuckle, and what I do to leave some meat on there is to cut back toward the thigh. Now thigh meat, drumstick is good. I don't really like the breast all that much. Now before I go any further, don't worry, I'm going to wash the pot out, okay? I'm going to rewash my chicken, even though it's on a clean cutting board. Now this part right here, this confuses a lot of people. You have the back and you have the lower back, okay? And what we're going to do, we're going to actually try to get the wishbone out of here, if I'm that good. But right at the moment, we're going to separate this entire back. Some people like to take those snips and cut through there and fillet it open. Well, like I said, we're just cutting this thing up like it used to be done in the old days. And all I'm doing is cutting around the back side of those ribs. Okay? And it's kind of like doing a squirrel. Now, there are some joints here. You'll feel it here, you'll feel it there. Now, most people will just break it. I'm going to try to cut as close as I can to that joint. There's the neck. There's the neck, inside out. See, it's up here, little piece of neck bone. Inside out. You see that piece of cartilage right there? Just kind of feel around. There's the joint right there. That's separated. Go over here to this side. You feel that little piece right there. Now, there's nothing but meat that's holding it on there. See, that's separated. Then, you take the back side of the rib cage and the lower part of the thigh, which is still part of the back. Now, this don't have no joint. But you cut right below the rib cage. This is the only part right here that might give you a problem. It's no problem with a full-size chicken either. As a matter of fact, let me swap knives out. That's a serrated edge. I'm going to use something solid. And all you do is press hard. Okay, break the backbone, cut it off. That's it. That's probably the hardest part as far as cutting through your chicken. Now, up here we got a solid piece of breast. Now I know that on this size right here, you guys are gonna say, you know, just fry that thing like it is. But like I say, I'm cutting this thing up just as if you would a real chicken. I'm gonna try to get the breastplate out. I'm gonna try to leave the skin on there because I like the skin on chicken. Most people don't. When you feel across right here, you feel that little knob come out. It feels like this right here. It feels like a little knob coming out and it goes down. You want to come down and cut right at the base of that knob where it comes down. And that's going to give, hopefully, if I don't mess this up on the video, it's going to give you a real nice little wishbone. And it's very, very, and like I said, I don't normally hold this in my hand when I do this. Okay? Get this knife out of the way. And then once you cut through, you twist your knife and you follow down at this angle. You follow down this little breastplate. Okay, and there it is right there. I'm used to going deeper on a full-size chicken. Alright, we are right there almost. Don't make me a liar. Come on now. Alright. Now if I did, I'm very close to it. I'm trying not to break that wishbone. Here we have a knuckle in between the two knuckles. Would be something if I cut my finger on video, wouldn't it? There it, almost. I'm right at it. Now, hold on, y'all. I'm actually cutting on the wrong side. It's been a long time since I've done this. I mean a long time. But I did it a lot. There we go. Now the bone is attached right here. Right here. Now, I'm trying not to break that wishbone. But that's one of the favorite things, you know, when you're eating. You pull that wishbone and everybody sits there and says, okay, let's play wishbone. Right there is the knuckle. You can see it exposed. Now we have nothing but meat left. Slice it off. Now once I pull that skin off, which I'm not going, well, I might as well go ahead and do that. We have a wishbone that's still intact. That's how you get your wishbone out. Now for the breast, this is probably also one of the hardest parts. I'm going to go ahead and pull that fat off. Get a little better demonstration. You want to try to split down the center of that breastbone to give you two equal halves. Now, there's another way. You can actually fillet this by falling down that breastbone and get your fillets out. This thing here is too small to do that. That's where you get your tender. This is actually part of the tenders here. All I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to place my knife as close to the center as I possibly can. I'm going to cut through the flesh and I'm going to split it. And this little bird here, there ain't much to it. There you go. Now that's how you cut up the chicken. It's real simple. Now I'm going to clean this right here up and get set up for the actual deep frying of it. I'm going to show you what I do as a batter. Well, I wish I could talk. I'll be right back.